So, can you get a completely authentic and uber kick-ass Steve Vai tone by just using Boss pedals? Well, we're about to find out.
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
Yo guys and dolls, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to basically just get a big fat Steve Vai tone using nothing but Boss pedals. Now Steve uses Boss pedals anyway, but he does use Axe effects and other type of effects units, but we're going to do his tone with Boss pedals. So you're going to need a few things. You're going to need a Boss overdrive, preferably the OD1X, which is what I'm using. I did try the DS1, but for some reason I got a much closer sound using the OD1X, who knows why. Super chorus. Now the super chorus is in the track that I'm about to play, is in the mix. Bearing in mind, I didn't know the track. I didn't know the track I was about to play until I started playing it. So I had like 2 or 3 run-throughs. So if it sounds a bit donkey, if my playing's a bit donkey, don't rip me in the description. It's not about me playing a perfect playthrough of the Steve Vai song I chose, because it's the 4th of July. People drive past on noisy things. It's the 4th of July, so I thought, right, well, I'll pick Liberty by Steve Vai, because it's the 4th of July and Liberty, blah, blah, blah. Couldn't play it, and then started recording it and realised how much I couldn't play it, but I give it my best shot anyway, besides the point. So, OD1X, that runs into a clean amp, so I'm running the Legacy drive as a preamp, but any clean amp, so I'm going to give you the individual tones in a sec. Then we've got the Super Chorus, which is splitting the signal. I like to have a little bit of chorus in the sound anyway, I think it just works. But for the purpose of this, we've got it in the mix. That then splits the signal into 2 digital delay pedals, a DD7 and a DD8, but you could use 2 DD3s, 2 DD5s, 2 DD6, it doesn't matter, as long as you've got this kind of delay, this kind of delay texture that I'm going to show you in a sec. And then I've put a little bit of reverb in there. Now, I don't know whether Vai actually uses reverb, but he will do definitely in the studio. I've just thrown a little bit of reverb in there, can't hurt anyone. And that is it, that's the signal chain. So here is what my clean guitar sounds like. Now on the track I've chosen, it's a front pickup situation. So the clean is super clean. Like dead clean, and the Carvin Legacy does have a ridiculously clean preamp. So very clean, a little bit of sparkle on there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of reverb. So the reverb I've got, quite a spacious reverb. Now, because we're using only Boss pedals, the reverb is coming courtesy of the RV6. Then what we've got is a little bit of drive. So this is the OD1X. That kind of fattens it up a treat. Now what that would sound like full bore, So there's quite a bit of gain in there. There's quite a lot of reverb actually. It's much more than I thought there was going to be, but it sounds great in the mix. So then a little bit of super chorus. Now that's basically just splitting the signal into two individual delays, but this is what it's doing to the tone. Off. On. So you'd be hard pushed to hear an actual difference, but it is developing a cut. It's kind of clipping through the mix a little bit. So delay 1 is going to do this. Delay 2 is going to do this. Put them both together. So you get like a ba ga 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 da. It's like a groovy thing. So I hope you agree that that is pretty bloody close to a Steve Vai tone, if not exactly the same as a Steve Vai tone. Yes, I'm using my trusty Universe 7 string, which is a Steve Vai signature model, so it's got his pickups in. Will this sound like Steve Vai if you were using a Stratocaster into the front of a Marshall, using these effects? Yes, most probably. There's going to be maybe a slight differential, but nothing that you can't EQ out on your head. So that's it, guys. The Steve Vai board using nothing but Boss pedals. So the OD1X, the Super Chorus, the digital delay DD8 and the DD7, just because personal preference. That could be two DD3s, two DD5, two DD8s, two DD7s. I'd recommend a 7 and an 8 though, because they do differentiate. If you haven't seen my video looking at all of the double Ds, check that out in the description above, or thing, whatever it's called. Reverb pedal, maybe a bit much for the Vai tone, but I hope you agree that in the mix it sounds bloody perfect. Okay guys, so that is it. Go and buy yourself a raft of Boss pedals. Get yourself that Vai tone. You do not need to go and buy a £700 Strymon or these really expensive delays. If you want a really, really perfect sound, maybe, I don't know, but diminish returns as far as I'm concerned. Get yourself a bag of Boss and then go and play some sweet Steve Vai tones. That is it for this week. So Steve Vai in a Boss box. Happy 4th of July, everyone of my American friends. And here we are with my rendition of Liberty by Steve Vai using this exact tone. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.